garden, I was really happy. So we tried our best.
Cause last year, when these were all filled with dirty dirt before, it looked like a graveyard, like a gross graveyard.
When last year's kindergarten class at Canyon View Elementary School visited the garden area, they declared it looked like a plant graveyard, and it made them feel sad. The class brainstormed some ideas, and the kids opted to turn it into a sensory garden because they were studying the 5 senses at the time. With the help of a master gardener from Green Things Nursery, they planned a garden where they could see, touch, and smell a variety of sensory plants. And the kids made their selections for 8 different garden experiences: texture, butterfly, fragrant flower, edible, fragrant foliage, hummingbird, succulent, and herbs.
So a sensory garden is like it's a better place to make our earth a better place. So a man came in with this huge cart of plants, and when we got the plants, we had to like tickle the roots. Then we put the worms in, which they help the plants for a very long time.
And this one's called desert milkweed. Yeah, it doesn't look like much now, but when it gets flowers, the butterflies really love it.
We wanted to attract birds, bugs, and most of all, more food.
The students described some of their favorite sensory experiences in the garden.
Because you can smell it and you can eat it, and it tastes good.
This one feels like cotton.
What kind of minty?
This one feels like hair. And sometimes the bees come over to the butterfly garden, and they collect like honey.
This year's kindergarten class continues as its caretaker, but they wanted to add more elements to the sensory garden, so they decided to create texture tiles in collaboration with art teacher Katie Galaz to add a visual element to an otherwise blank and boring cinder block wall that's adjacent to the garden area.
The wall was boring, so we decided to do tiles.
This part of the project led to the students using their critical thinking skills. How do they measure how many tiles they need for this garden wall? Students brainstormed different strategies to solve this problem. During the planning process, the kids wondered if they could also add tiles with poems on them. Mrs. Gibson suggested that they learn about poetry and then write poems themselves using senses and garden themes.
Because then people can read the poetry, and poetry is fun to read.
So the whole class embarked on a poetry unit. They've written 3 original poems that will be included on the wall tiles. So how do you write poetry?
You get a computer, or maybe you could get a pencil and you make it. No smells flowers, soft and gentle breezes. I see plants and blooms, so much to see, smell, taste, hear, and touch. Garden, flowers, plants, happy, peaceful, relaxing, love, garden senses. Plant, read sun, drink water, leaves and flowers grow.
And how did you make the tiles?
We walked around campus and we trimmed some plants. Then we got clay when we got tart and we pushed them in. Then we took them out because we're working on tactile. Then they put them into the glazer to make them dry easier.
It was hard because you had to put 2 layers of white paint so that way the clay didn't show through.
So what did you learn from this project?
I learned that it makes a better community for the world and for Canyon View.
How does it make a better community?
It's because it's making the world a better place. Canyon View, we want it to be as pretty as you can make it. Plants are a living, growing plant. If you pick them out, then they can't grow again. Creatures die, they become the soil, and then new plants grow, and then when another creature dies, then it keeps going on. It's called the circle of life. You know what I mean? So new things can grow. When we made this garden, we were feeling really happy because we all worked together to make a beautiful place.
You plant a plant, more and more plants. It helps you breathe and have a better life.
Every year, Miss Gibson's class is going to take care of the plant. The last year of Canyon View, it's still going to be there when it's just a regular pot.